Well, hello. Here we are in sunny Central California. I decided I want to try something different this time and do my video outside where I'm under, the sun's not quite here, so it's shady, but it's natural light. So I'm going to see how this turns out. I got to work out my lighting problems in my room. I'm thinking about a ring light, but I just got to figure it all out. So. But here I want to share this super exciting special roll I made for a dear friend, and I'm sharing it because it's so lovely. So let's get into it. I made a pretty bag, as you can see, and I'm going to take the roll out and then we can talk about the bag. You might hear, I don't know if you can hear my fountain going, and if it's so, then maybe I'll just try a different way to record it. So it's not, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Put the roll right here. So here's the pouch I put it in. It's made from an old quilt that a friend of mine's sister got over 30 years ago at a garage sale in South Carolina. Had lots of holes and tears. I don't know where, I mean, it's much older than 30 years because whoever was selling it in the garage sale, they were getting rid of it and had all these, tears and whatnot. So it's been laundered, of course, but I've covered all the little places that had little rippies or something with, so like you can see, no, that's not, let's see, there's like a little teeny thing. This was all over. So I just covered them with little patches. So there's beautiful little patches here, just pretty, right? Old fabrics, new fabrics, what have you. That piece of lace right there. I can't really see as good as I could in the other one, so. Thought I had you zoomed out some, but it seems like you're zoomed in. Oh, well, if we go like this, what happens? Then you see the whole table. Well, we'll zoom like this for right now, and then we'll zoom back in. So those are some fun birds that want to eat over here where I am. I love how they sound. Do you hear them all? Okay, so this is the pouch. And so like I said, I put all these little pieces of vintage fabrics and some antique fabrics I don't even know anymore. This was a huge hole right here, super big hole, and so I just stitched around it and then put this little piece of crocheted, what is it, lace? I don't know what you call that, but it's right there. And then what I did was I put like fabric over the stitching. This is a little pocket we could put something in, and then inside I just put fabric over there too, so you couldn't see my stitching. But anyway, over here I made a little bouquet, and this is some antique hemp here, and I just put some here's some fabrics, some flowers that I just embellished, but I left the raw edges. This isn't stitching, it was on the fabric. I mean, it's not ink, it was in the fabric. I just didn't cut it all off. So that's in the fabric. It's not my ink that I lamely didn't cut off. I just left it there. It was part of the fabric. This is a piece of, I think this fabric here, all wadded up and made into a little rose. Got some baby's breath here. Just pretty. This is some pistol stitches here on top of some wonderful hand-dyed wool. And I have something there. What do I have here? I don't know. I don't even know what I did. And then there's, some leaves. These leaves are just this free moving. And then here's a bit of, not lace, a netting that I made into a bow. Just so it could be pretty. Let's see, is it even? It's not even. Make it a little more even. Okay, there you go. And what else do I have to say? That's a blue jay that doesn't like what I'm doing. Another here. So I love this. This here is an antique from the 1800s. This is an antique lingerie clip. Oh, so pretty, pretty, pretty. And then this is a lamp worked bead. And I bought 12 years ago, I bought these from a shop. They don't have any more because I bought out their whole thing. And so lamp work is a hand poured glass bead that they shape into different shapes. So these were so fabulous. I bought all she had, and I only have a couple left. And I thought, I'm going to put this on here. Look how pretty that is. So that's a lamp worked bead. This is a carved Mississippi pearl shell button. And the Mississippi pearls were famous in late 1800s or 1900s to, late 1800s to the mid 1900s. Man, I don't know I don't even know what decade I'm in. And what it was they started making them out of the mollusks. I had the numbers somewhere, but it's crazy how many factories there were, and how they just completely depleted the mollusk stock there. And so whatever pearl buttons are now made, they're usually made from, I think, Asia. But so the Mississippi River ones, they don't make them anymore, and they were just, I forgot the numbers. Oh, why didn't I bring that out here? But the numbers are some kind of crazy amount of numbers that you can't even believe. And they just depleted the mollusk that they were using. So, but I dig around for them. They're still pretty plentiful and pretty cost. You can get them pretty good. You can get some for very expensive. You can get some, but most of them you can get pretty reasonable still because they made so many. So that's pretty great. So did I say everything? I think so. On the tag I'm using, there are these these are vintage to antique opal glass beads, and if we could see the sun here, you would see all kinds of flashes of color. Thus, they called them opal glass because they look like opals. Super pretty. And so let's see, we're on to the roll now. I'm going to see if I can gently zoom you in. Here we go. So the roll is on one of the really cute little spools I have, antique spools, and they are, I think when I measured them before, they were like 3.5 wide, and this is 2 3/4, or 2 1/4 to 2.5 wide, something like that. This is 3.5. So this is a chenille, pretty chenille. That's a starling. And then there's also Eurasian doves in the background. This is I bought it just for this roll, a beautifully carved flower, but it's a mother of pearl, and it's so beautiful. I just can't even tell you. Intricately carved with little holes in it. I thought it was perfect. Here's if any of you, oh wait, there's the carved button. Went out of frame. So then we have the beautiful, look at this beautiful little sparrow. We have a lot. I have tons of these in my yard, just tons of little sparrows. And I made it look like he was on a spring branch here with all the little blooms coming out. And he's just adorable. I love him. And then we got a flower there. The roll itself, this was 2 1/4 wide, and it's 26 inches long. This was the last piece of that really thin handkerchief I had, because it was embroidered on 4 corners. So this was the last corner that I was able to, I used all the rest. So it's just in here with just a lot of added stitches on top. And we get to go to right here to all the yo-yos or suffix puffs. I have a lot of accenting here. This is vintage. These are probably newer. Maybe newer. I loved how the colors went together. Here I did knots. Here I did knots over here. I did the pistol stitches with a few knots in there coming out of this one. Nothing, some beads. And then in here I did, I saw Rachel's thing on her site. where she did, because we did these blanket stitch over the little rings. And so I had one left over, so I put it on here, and then I put some hand-dyed wool, or what do you call the kind of wool? Felted wool in here. It's all hand-dyed, pretty pretty. I stuck it in there. French knots, what is that called? French laundry tag. Pretty, pretty, pretty. All more pretty laces, and I just love them. I had to add this guy right here. Didn't have space in my button garden that's coming up, but he's just so, his shape is so amazing and just so unique. I'd add him in here, but I was going to sew around him, but there wasn't a whole lot of room, so I thought, just put it there. It's pretty. I sewed all, accent stitching around. So it's touched. If you saw some of my process video, I stitch it all together first, and all together with different stitches, but then I stitch on top of it with other stuff. So like here, I stitched on top. A little heart there, because it's for my friend. Then over here, I have some, this is tatting here. This is my garden here. It's a bigger garden than I usually ever make. I got carried away because I wanted to add all the pretty buttons. So all of these are the Mississippi River pearl buttons, but this one came from England, so I'm not sure if it is or if it's a newer Asian one, but either way, it's pearl and carved and nice. So there's a lot of, it's really hard to get into the stitching on camera, but there's a lot of little intricate stitching. These are colonial knots that I made into little floral things, just dots. And the fence under here goes from here over to here. And so, and it's all covered because it's a way overgrown English garden thing. I love the bees. I'm so excited about the bees that I learned to do. So I put those in here. There's 3 beautiful bees. In fact, I think this one's my favorite right here. But these buttons are just so gorgeous. I can't even tell you. Just the feel of them, how they look, just the colors that come off, the sheen, the patina, the nacre, how do you say it? That comes off of it. They're just gorgeous, just gorgeous. Couching stitches, all kinds of stitches. Then here I did it's a little, I guess it could be part of my garden still. Like we'll pretend this is the garden, and then this is a pot sitting outside of the garden with some more flowers that we picked from the garden. How's that? Look, I made up that story. So cute. So yeah, I like like the idea. So, I mean, it's self-explanatory. You see everything that's there. And then I just ended it with a bunch of beautiful and old laces, and this is the last piece I got. I got a group a while back from Rachel at Roxy Creations, and I love this piece. I put it on a few things. I think I have a piece or so saved in my stuff as far as in my lace journal thing, but I don't have any more, I don't think, and I just love it. It's just the way it looks is just pretty. The threads are beautiful. So I found this, I'll put it on here. It's the last bit. So I'm not afraid to use my stuff because, I mean, I can't take it all with me, right? So I'm up in age, might as well use this stuff. Oh, I love the square button, so I just sewed around that. So the back is then just sort of a French inspired fabric. It's like, a Moda fabric. It's new, but it's like one, I don't know what the name of it is. It was like a French design. So that looks pretty, right? I'm leaving. That was a crow. And there's my tag with my little black cat. So I have black cats, as everyone knows. Okay, so I'm pretty much done. I guess I'm gonna have to leave before everybody gets too mad at me out here. They're saying this is my world. And when I have a chance, I'll do a video of our little place over here. Maybe I should wait till the wildflowers grow up. How's that? Okay, so thanks for watching. You guys are great, and see you next time. Bye.